for yesterday's video while we are going live, and I hope you've had an amazing morning this morning. I did work with a student, oh my goodness, with a student on trading 2 great trades live while we were doing one-on-one training. So I do have the chat up. I can see you guys up there. I will share this out. Let me share it out right now so you guys know that, hey, if we're talking stocks, we've got it right there. Just shout it out on Twitter and Facebook as well. If you guys follow me on Facebook at Jane Galena. All right, let's go here, 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 and done deal. All right, so let's close this. Welcome everyone. I hope that it's been a great day. I am definitely a little more casual today. Did yoga this morning. Oh my goodness, that's not what I wanted to do. Frustrating. I'll deal with that later. All right, let's get rocking rolling. Hey, Bat Scientist. I realize you guys cannot see my chart. You still see me. I am enjoying a lollipop today from Chocolat Favori, my favorite chocolate shop. I do love chocolate. So, wow, you guys see a lot of me right now. Here, let's fix that. Let's change it to the other display. Dun, da, da, da. There we go. We are at the SPY today. Now, hey, Rufaro. I know that, like Rufaro, I know that if you sign up for the alerts that I put out on Ticker Talker, there is an issue in it going text message to your phone right now. So you should receive it as a email that it is available. Hello, B. Welcome, welcome. And looking at the SPY, we're coming up here. We're testing the former high, right? This was really a high of a resistance that was set post-market. And so really looking for that to break out higher. Again, that 3160 is my target. And then potentially we'll run back down. Yeah, definitely. Hello, Duval. Where are you from? That sounds almost like a Spanish name. Duval Torres. Maybe I just said it totally wrong, just adding an accent. In any event, let's check out the SPY. So the SPY is up and pulling back just a little bit right here. If it pulls back to 388.45, it's okay. We're still in that upward motion. In fact, let's check it out on the weekly chart just so that people don't panic, right? If we go Cuban from Miami, very nice. Some nice moros y cristianos. I love that. All right, so this could come all the way back down to 384.23. And it would still be in an upward trend. So it looks like, you know, we're really surging to new highs. We could see a mini correction coming, right? That they do tend to take it to new highs, pull it back, and it bounces all the way along. Even if it were to come all the way back down to 378.43, hey, we're still in that upward trend. It would be normal, right? See how it goes up, pulls back, bounces back up, pulls back, bounces back up. In fact, look at that. It's almost like new high, 2 weeks later, pulls back to the 8. Even pulled back that week. Then we have new high, that second week pulls back. So we have a new high. Is this week going to be the week that we pull back, or will it be 2 more weeks? And then we really have this sort of scenario where it's that third week and we pull back. So just be aware of that. It's in an upward trend. However, yeah, we'll look at that south. Hey, Arky. I'll add that on as well. Dish right here. All right, what do you guys think? You guys like the hat? Sporting the hat today. Washed my hair and did not blow it out. So sporting the hat today. All right, let's also look at the Qs. So it's definitely testing. We had a fair amount of buying that came in here earlier, and we're just sort of trading sideways now from this was somewhat the high yesterday, pulled back. Hey, we're bouncing up. Maybe I'd even say maybe we head up to 390.93. Hey, Bruce. I used to live in Buckhead, in Arbor Gates, right down the hill from the Pinnacle building when I used to work there 21 years ago. The last real bubble. The last internet bubble of the market, actually we had the real estate bubble too, that did a number as well. All right, the Qs heading to the upside, breaking to new highs today. How about apps? APPS, let's add it on. All right, so we are a little extended again on the weekly chart, but we're just riding right on up the hill. So we came back, hit the moving average, almost hit there yesterday. So I'd watch, see, hey, if we break down below 332.73, maybe it will start to pull back down. Maybe we'll come back down to 331. But it's healthy for it to have these sort of waves of the market. I kind of want to do a book or video. It's like surfing the waves of the market. What do you guys think? You like that title? All right, IWM as well, surging up. Oh, we're just outside this box. I did put 2 on yesterday. Remember, we did one on the weekly chart. That one was wider. The wider one is the weekly one. And for some reason, let's look at it here. You'd read it. I need to change the outline here. Let's change this color to yellow. Yellow is the weekly one. All right, so we're outside that weekly one for sure. And on the daily over here, we're still outside those bounds. So might expect that we see a little bit, this could go parabolic as well. The shorts are getting squeezed, thinking, hey, this is the top. I'm getting in, I'm getting in, I'm getting in. Wait for that moment. However, we are seeing that 229 offered a bit of resistance, and this might start to curl back down. What would my target be? Well, roughly, I would use 215 on the weekly chart here. On the 24-hour chart, I would use about 215 as well. Love it when they all match up. On the daily here, though, on this daily channel, it's about 222. So 215 to be more aggressive, and 222 to be a little bit more conservative. Even it seems like it pulls back to that midline, so 224.80, 225 area. So 3.5 points. You want to be bigger, more aggressive, all the way down to 215. All right. Dow Jones, we are up above those boxes, setting new highs. Hey, as long as we hold above 312.25, looking for this to come up, pull back, bounce here, and surge up to new highs for the Dow Jones. Gold is finally moving back up again. We're trading sideways right here for a little bit. I'm just going to get rid of these. We don't need these even. So looking at it, it bounced up. We hit the moving average. We're testing the 20 simple moving average here on that daily chart. If we can flip and have that become support and then test the 200 and the 50 and have these become support, gold on, baby. Let's get that gold trade. A little gold finger, right? Buy me a golden mug. I've got the stainless steel one. Maybe that means that silver is going to move today. I picked up this one today. Let's check out silver as well. All right, let's look at silver. I did my part to drive the price up over the weekend. And we have the anchored, volume weighted anchor price. Let's attach it down here. All right, so looking for this to really break above 25.96. And then potentially shoot up here to 28, maybe. Give it a couple days, some time. Maybe it'll move on up to 28, or it could pull back down. As long as it's really going to hold 24.80 over here, I like it. All right, let's move this up here just so we see that. All right, you see, bounced. It's going in this upward trend on the weekly chart, so looking for that to really hold. What's the difference between the 20 SMA and EMA? Does the lag? So SMA is a simple moving average. That means that all of the inputs or the numbers are weighted exactly the same. If you have 5 numbers, say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, add it up, divide it by 5, they all have equal weight, right? They're 20%. Now, if you did a 5 exponential moving average, the one closest is going to have more weight to it than the last one. Does that make sense? Because you're factoring it in exponentially. There's a whole equation for it. The exponential tends to run more closely to the price action than the simple moving average. Does that make sense? All right, so Roku. We'll add Roku on there. I totally missed the Roku trade when it went from, what was it? Or it was Baba that went from 2 220 up to 270 or 260. I remember calling that out and I missed it. All right, let's continue on with the list for today. So instead of glue, because it would look like it was a buyout, it looked awesome, and then I looked at the chart, I was like, nope, done. So RIOT was on the list today for potential move to the upside, had great movement post-market, right, gapped up or pulled back and then shot up, and today it's continuing to the upside, had a nice trade above 39 up to 40.85, especially if you bought it off of the bounce off of the 50 simple moving average. Where is Kyle? I know Kyle loves now the 50 simple moving average on the 15. Watch it. If you don't watch that, watch it, right? High financial freedom. And if you guys are watching, you like the live stream, please hit that like button. Also subscribe if you want to know, and turn on the notifications if you want to know when I go live. That way you will get an alert. Otherwise, if you're following me on Twitter or my Facebook page, Jane Galena or Airplane Jane, Sugar Airplane Jane, if you search that too, you'll find me and you'll get the alerts as well when I go live. All right, so RIOT was moving to the upside. We're not there. We're down here. All right, FUTU today. Who got in on FUTU? I totally missed this. I was helping somebody one-on-one today. Yeah, I will add intel on there and we'll look at it. So FUTU, totally missed this. Awesome trading. Look at how it really had a bunch of resistance right up here at 154. And then it came back down. We hit our 20 simple moving average on the 15-minute chart. Went up to that next level, 160. Would watch to see, is that 154 going to break? That would be a potential for head and shoulders move. Yeah, I know, John, you mentioned that before, QTMM, with tracking. So FUTU, is this going to break above 154? Otherwise, this might be setting up for head and shoulders and then a bigger move to the downside. If we break down from 149 right here, then 149 up to 160, roughly 11 points, I would look for a pullback down to 138 there. APHA was also on the list today. So APHA, nice move. A lot of the pot stocks are on the move. I did mention too yesterday that I am in, my two OTCs are moving. I'm loving it. They're more longer term holdings. One of which is hemp, which we'll look at after we do the long stocks today. So APHA looks like it's come back down, found support right here. It was a resistance. You see resistance right over here and then flipped to be support. Awesome. Looking for it to test that next resistance, 2360. If it can break out from there, I would add the depth. So we're down here, 2250, 2360, add $1.10 onto that. So roughly 2475 would be my next target if it breaks up from 2360. Tilray, very similar chart to APHA. Much of them are showing that same pattern today for the cannabis sector. Much like the Bitcoin stocks are trading fairly similarly, right? They're all somewhat hitting highs, pulling back, going sideways. Is this going to be a bigger move to the upside? Potentially, especially with Apple talking about getting into isn't it Bitcoin, I believe it is, or is it, I forget which one they were talking about. But Apple, I saw something somewhere, Apple is investing as well into the crypto space. If you guys remember, put it in the chat. All right, so we got a bunch of people watching. Hit that like button if you're liking what you're seeing. All right, let's also look at, so hemp is a little tiny sleeper. This is the largest hemp production facility in the US. Bitcoin, thank you. I thought it was Bitcoin, but I wasn't 100% sure. So this is the largest hemp production facility in the US. They teach farmers how to grow hemp. They teach veterans how to grow hemp. Hemp can be an amazing resource. I don't remember which one it is. I'll know for tomorrow. So hemp can be an amazing resource. You can make fuel, you can make clothes, you can make fibers out of it, like a carbon fiber. You can make out of hemp as well. So it's a very, very durable resource. So that's why I have this just as a complete sleeper. Hey, look, this one does tend to spike. So this is not something where I'd say, hey, get into this and it's going to go to the moon and you're going to be an absolute millionaire. But when we look back over time, it does have these sorts of spikes. It did run up to $3.40. It did have a split somewhere, I think. But in any event, it's sort of flatlined down here. And if it were to break above 4 cents, excuse me, if it were to break above really 6 cents, there's a good chance that we could see that this moves up even higher. So truly speculative, total sleeper. John, did you see my one that I talked about yesterday too, Quanta? So Quanta has been known to run up as well. This is lower float penny stock. Check out MeadowLife with their scorpion research for COVID and cancer. That's why this one is interesting. They also had an offering that they want to offer at 25 cents, but it's at 10 cents. Ooh, I believe that they will likely try to spike this up to 25 cents. Also has very low float. So that's why I'm in this here, and then I added down here and looking for this to go up. Also really on the COVID curing, that they were able to really cure people that had COVID after about 5 days. There's a really cool article about that. So watching for a break right here, and I would personally take some profit when it got up to that 20-cent mark for myself. But we have a nice rounded bottom like the chart technically, looking for that breakout. All right, let's look at the potential shorts that we had on here. OCGN correcting somewhat from yesterday. Let's put this on the 15-minute chart over here. So it did correct. See, it came down to the moving average, bounced. Hey, look at how that 50 simple moving average acted as a resistance and curling back down. Looks like the momentum has started to wane, and this is somewhat coming back to the downside. However, it did bounce off of that also 425 EMA on the 24-hour chart. CLF was another one for potential short right here. You can see that we have the daily, the faster EMAs have already started curling down, and they curled up here, found some conflict with the 20 simple moving average, the price action as well, and really pulled back. So today we are seeing that it has bounced, but it's not able to break out above $16 and not able to break down further. Right now it looks as if support is roughly $15.75. If that were to break down, oh, hey, look, we're finally breaking out. We have maybe a bit of a W, an ascending triangle right here. All right, nice job. Did you guys just buy this to drive it up? I would watch that to see how far this will move. Maybe it'll go to 16.25. Maybe it'll fill the gap up to 16.50, which is also that 20 simple moving average over there. All right, Sanofi has been in a bit of a downward move. We had earnings earlier today. It looked like it was setting up for a nice reversal pattern. Would watch to see where we close for swing trade on this one. Came and tested these moving averages and pulled back and bounced. So now it's looking on the shorter time frame like a bit of a cup and handle. Hey, we broke out. The depth was down 48.33, rim of 48.70. My target would be up to 49.05 right there for Sanofi on the shorter term. BP had very high volume pre-market, was on a downward trend, came up and tested over here on the pre-market up here, and seems as if this might be setting up a bit of a wonky W, and maybe we're just breaking out a depth. If we pull it back down here, 21.45, 21.70, looking for 22 back up here, right back up to test likely up here. So this might be a bit of an inside day for BP. Apple as well was on watch for potential short for breakdown today, had a nice breakout to the upside, and then sort of traded sideways here when it came back and tested the 136.80 level, and then bounced up right on up to 137.80. You can see I actually drew this little block right here with my student that I was teaching, and I said, hey, if we actually back this down even to a W on the 2-minute right here, the height of this rectangle was 40 cents. My target, if it broke out, would be 137.60, and it broke it right here, 137.60. Nice trade, easy trade, low stress. All right, let's check out Dish. So Dish Somebody said they're in Dish at 34.75. All right, so you got in up here, 34.75. Oh, looking to get out at 34.75. All right, gotcha. I see a bit of a box from another trading time there. I see a bit of like an inverted head and shoulders kind of on the way down here. So I see a shoulder, head, and then this looks like that was the support that it tested. So I would use this 31.80 down to 29. I would add $2.80 to 31.80, right? Clear 31.80 plus 2.8, 34.60. I like itself, but I might put in my order just a little bit lower. I might look for 34.60 instead of 34.75 there. That would be my rough target. All right, so keep that on watch for 34.60. Next one on the list, apps APPS for Jacob. All right, Jacob. So right now we came up. Let's check the volume at the bottom. Don't just look at this. Also check this out, right? This is important. Or if you like the histogram, put the histogram up to see where that big volume has been traded, right? All right. So we came up 97, 97.70, 97.50 looks like resistance. It looks as if, let's put it on the 15-minute chart. It's going to be easier. So we came back, finding a bit of support right here, 93.50. Bit of a, on the shorter term right here, we have a downward trend that was set up on the 15-minute chart. Yeah, Heil Mescal, it looks as if it is a buyout. So what happens is when there's a buyout, it tends to flatline. Doesn't do much of anything after that point. That's why when I looked at the chart today, but we'll pull it up when I get done. We'll put Roku, Intel, let me add on QTMM and glue. I already had glue on my list though. Oops, I totally misspelled it there. All right, so APPS, like this potential next wave up. So if we measure, if we go from 87.50 to $96.59, if this is another flag, let's add this on. If we break out from here, $9, maybe 103.50 for APPS. Could really scream higher. Of course, it could come back down and short a little bit. Be a bit of a short if it's not able to break above and really hold above this 15 EMA on the 15-minute. All right, Intel. Let's check out Intel. So Intel seems like it hit a bit of a resistance right here, right? Shoulder, maybe a little head, a little shoulder over time. Let's see. Is this really going to break out up above? Oh, what is this? Did it actually trade that? Did it just have crazy news and it's dropped down? Or is this where they are going to take it? I'd watch if it breaks below 58.80. I'd watch this for short back down to 58, personally. That's what I would look for. I have no idea if it dropped down a little mini flash crash and then ran up to the upside. Okay, so QTMM. Quantum Materials. John mentioned this, I believe it was yesterday too, or maybe a couple days ago, right here where it was spiking. Definitely looks as if it's in a breakout mode. It tested, and as long as it holds up from here, we have the depth down to 0.308 to 0.05. So I'd look for maybe 7 cents. Maybe 0.0708 up there is what I would look for as a potential move on this one, mathematically looking at it on the 24-hour charts. All right, and let's look at GBTC. GBTC. So this looks very similar to Bitcoin, Tamara, to RIOT. Charts look almost the same. They set a new high today. They're going somewhat sideways. I'd watch for this to really, actually this is a bit weaker than the others because all the others came up here. They tested a new high and then they're pulling back a little bit, consolidation, and maybe on up to the other side. Yeah, my pleasure, John. And so where did this come back to on the 24-hour chart down to the 50? So looking at that risk, hey, let's see, we'd like to see that this resistance would hold as support again, roughly $44. So I would watch for it to come back to $44 and hold. It might even drop a little bit lower back down to this EMA at 43.20. All right, do you guys have any other ones that you'd like to check out as well? Let's just check out VXX, see if we've had any crazy volume spikes. As I mentioned before, every time it runs up, it goes out of these boxes. There's a mini correction and then it shoots up. Hey, this time it stopped right up here. So now this box, sayonara, see you later. All of those really big trades that were on this, I'm not paying attention to anymore, because if we start dropping below, I will set an alert for below 1620. Had an alert to drop below 1620. Yeah, we'll check it out. Then there's a chance that we'll be heading even to higher highs. Feels like there are people that are buying puts as it's not dropping below 1620. We just sort of flatline there. So it's a put and call buying in pairs, right? So it's a bit of a parity right there. We had a crazy little correction. Right now, it's not dropping down. Maybe something to watch as far as a bigger move that might happen. We very, very rarely will see VXX travel in such a tight range sideways for such a long period that we saw back here. Maybe this is indicative of the elections. Maybe it's indicative of the impeachment trials. I have no idea what's going on with them. I don't watch the news. I check my news at 10:30 at night. Once the house is calm, I do my catch up on the news. I don't really want it to influence my trading, so I just read the charts. That's it. And let's check out Digital Ally, DGLY. Digital Ally, it's not going anywhere too quickly. Looks as if, let's look at it on the daily chart over here. It seems as if it's just sort of, let's do this. Let's draw some trend lines on it. Right here. Wow, this is a crazy market. Never seen nothing like it. UVXY. We'll check it out. So right now, this looks like it could be primed for a nice move, right? If we come back here, we measure $1.30, let's see, 520 to 136. What was the time frame that this happened? 6 months ago. Did we have a crazy run up a year ago? We did have a little one right here. You guys see that? From 119 to 226. There was a little one right here when it broke out of this trend. So I would add an alert. Hey, I want to see if this goes above 312. 312 is my alert on that. I want to know if that happens. Then we might have another crazy run up like back here. It's setting up. I like it. Thank you, Bat Scientist. It's hitting that apex. And the volume is definitely much more active. Now, if it drops below over here, 256, it's not looking pretty. All right, let's look at UVXY. Ben. This is pretty much flatlining. UVXY, my opinion on CBBT. Yeah, we'll check it out. So yeah, it's the same sort of thing. Flatlined, UVXY, probably SVXY too, right? Same thing, flatlined at the top. So when we see that, a lot of times that's going to be, hey, there's positioning that is happening one way or the other. So it's something to really pay attention to when we have something that's abnormal. Seeing a sideways market means that a bigger move will likely happen, especially here we're on really the bull or the bears, right? This is the short VIX. So if we see this happen, well, likely there's going to be a bigger move. Are we going to see that we bounce and we're setting new highs and the market's going to rip higher? Or is it going to be a correction? Remember that about 85% of the time the market is going up. So it's usually the bulls that are winning. Get that down soon. The bulls that are usually winning, and very rarely is it the bears. You saw on that mini correction that we had in January, it was just about 4 days. So there can be some great profits that are made when you're ready to capitalize on it, but the rest of the time it does tend to be fairly bullish. All right, let's look at CBBT. And then we will wrap it up from there. CBBT looks like it had a big run up. Oh, it's gone parabolic. The volume has pulled back. Yeah, it happens, Ben. I don't know if they were, was there any splits on UVXI as well in the time frame? Sorry, I'm tired. I need another coffee. So you see here how the volume peaked and then it pulled back, and so did the price action. Then once it started ramping up again, people were buying. Once it broke out technically, it seems as if this might be a sell-off as the volume is dropping. There's not as many buyers interested in buying it. They're contagious. My girls always say that in the car. Mommy, it's your turn. Okay, now you made me yawn again. All right. It's time for a good afternoon nap. We've had snow all day today. So that's going to be it for today, guys. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. You can reach out to me. I did have another scammer on Twitter. If you saw it, it was spelled, instead of airplane, it was IAE, PLANE, lowercase j. So I did ask for people to report that. If you happen to see it, it's on my Twitter. And as always, shoot me an email, jane@cjanetrade.com. Otherwise, carpe profit. Seize those profits one trade at a time, and have an amazing day. And I'll see you all tomorrow at 12:15. Have a great one.